Hi, it's Bod here. We've got a problem. Yeah, a big problem. There are no cakes. You can help? Okay, yeah, I can come to you. Now? I'm on my way. Hang on. Christelle!
God, I'm here!
Great to see you.
Oh, right, we've got no time. Let's get inside. We've got no time to waste.
Okay. Christelle, this is fun. I've got all the gear, but I've really still got no idea. We can't bake in here, can we?
Oh, don't you worry, Boz. I've got this covered. Welcome to Physicians Bake.
The top physicians from across the country applied in their tens, but only a select few have made it. They've proved themselves as physicians, but how will they fare as bakers?
You have to always have to wear the right uniform for the event. This is why we're dressed up. It's going to be messy.
We were feeling okay, and then we saw the rest of the competitives who have turned up with the entire baking aisle.
I learned something from YouTube. I'm going to utilize my knowledge rather than experience.
Sadly, my teammate got struck down by this pesky virus. If Ernest was here, I'd say we'd have a good crack off it. We'll do our best.
You've got this.
We are truly baking buddies.
We do baking for fun at home, so I think not professional, but just fun baking.
Finally, every aspect of their baking skills will be tested in an amazing, unprecedented challenge to bond.
No.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
Kick back.
But isn't that amazing?
It's very impressive.
And bake. We pitch our tent in the bustling grounds of Haggerston, East London. In teams of two, our fresh-faced physicians will be put through their paces, but only one team will be crowned the winners.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Physicians Bake Marquee at the Big London Bake. I'm Bod, you all know that, but I've got some amazing experts here with me today to help. Christelle Pereira, who was a finalist in that very well-known baking show last year. You know that she knows all about where you're at and what faces you.
Hello, everyone, and it's so lovely to be here. As you know, I'm very familiar with the setting, and I know it's very difficult, but the one thing I will say is enjoy it, relax, and have the time of your life.
Polly and Daisy are also here. Polly is from Polly's Bakehouse, and Daisy is from the Dusty Knuckles Bakery. Now, they've stepped away from their ovens today to come and give us their judging expertise.
So hi, I'm Polly, I'm from Polly's Bakehouse, and I hope you guys are ready to get your hands messy and you've brought your A-game today.
I'm Daisy, as you know, I'm from the Dusty Knuckle.
Christelle, do you want to tell them what the challenge is?
Yes, so bakers, for your challenge today, in your teams of two, you have got to make a rainbow cake decorated however you wish.
Rainbows clearly have a lot of meaning, but what we want to see is some really tasty bakery products with your own bit of artistic flair.
And you have 1 hour, 30 minutes to complete your challenge, after which you've got to bring them over to the judges' table, and your judges are going to decide whose bake is the best and who will be crowned the best baker.
There's no time to waste. So, ready?
Steady, bake!
For this challenge, the judges have set the bakers the task of making a rainbow cake. What they create will be judged by local bakers, Daisy from the Dusty Knuckles and Polly from Polly's Bakehouse.
It's a very responsive mixer. Tiny bit dry, the mixture. I'm going to go off-piste and put a tiny bit of water in. I may regret that, but...
Husband and wife team, Sarah and Sebastian, are making a college-themed cake. Their cake is called the RCP cake. Using art colours, the main design feature of their creation will be the RCP logo, which will require careful icing precision. Sarah is currently the Clinical Vice President of the Royal College of Physicians and is a cardiologist at the Royal Papworth. Sebastian is a GP at Petersfield Medical Practice and has been involved with the NHS in many different roles.
Sarah and Sebastian, most people know that you are the married couple in the tent. Do you think that's an advantage or a disadvantage?
I think it could be an advantage by the end, but at the moment it's going both ways.
Well, I mean, I can see lots of colours, which is the most important bit for rainbow cake.
Sarah, you're a cardiologist at Papworth, and Sebastian, you're a GP. You've both been through some interesting times and seen things from the different side of things during the pandemic.
It's taught us how to work very differently. In primary care in particular, there's been a different shift of focus of patient consultation techniques. You know, we do much more remote consultations now.
Yeah.
It's changed the flavour of being a family doctor completely.
Yeah.
And I think time will tell whether that's how patients will adapt to that.
You a cardiologist?
I'm a cardiologist.
So what's it been like for you baking? Is it a welcome change, or do you feel under the same pressure in your day job? What's it been like baking today?
It's nice. Nice to have a bit of time, relax, do something different. No, it's great. Enjoy. We usually cook together at home anyway. So
I thought in a rainbow there were 7 colours. There's only 5 colours.
we're divided between 2, so 5 divided by 2, 3.5. Anyway, we got there.
You got there. Well, I've got every faith in you guys.
Professor Ramesh Arasaratnam has been the RCP's academic vice president for a year now. He is a consultant gastroenterologist at the University Hospital Coventry and Warwickshire and has received the OBE for services to the NHS during the pandemic. On Ramesh's team is Dr. Tun Ung, one of the RCP censors and a consultant physician for general medicine and geriatric medicine at Hull Royal Infirmary. Their cake is an Indo-Burmese fusion cake, layered with colour to represent the cultural vibrance and our hope for the future.
Hello. How are you guys getting on?
Bake normally, either of you?
No, zero experience.
So what are you doing now?
Trying to make a rainbow.
Oh,
Yeah.
rainbow.
Yeah, you see?
Got it. Okay.
Ramesh, you've been academic vice president for a year now. Enjoying it?
Very much so, very much so. It's been really great, quite challenging, very interesting.
And Ton, you're clearly learning stuff today, but education is a big thing about what you're about. What do you think the mix is going to be long term? Are we going to stick as we are, sort of hybrid, or...?
We have to live with the virus and then we can't get away from it. So only thing is hoping that new strains will be less virulent and the impact on our daily lives.
I have a feeling you might win, but
Okay.
I'm not the judge.
So a good rainbow cake requires nice layers, good amount of icing, not too much, and bright colours but not artificial tasting and not too sweet.
Yeah, I think that's for me, not too sweet. I think it's really easy when you're making coloured cakes that have got loads of layers in to make it really sweet, and actually that's quite gross.
They require a lot of precision and like really meticulous details.
The wackier the better, isn't it?
Like a piece of something. What they were saying is just to make sure you've taken the ends of it.
Good to see Jackson Pollock.
The red is more or less finished.
Ernest, can you put on a timer? I'm going to put middle oven. We'll test after 10 minutes and then see how we go.
Bakers, your cake should be in the oven because it's been 20 minutes, and if they're not in the oven, you better get a move on.
Oh, that didn't look nice. It curdled a bit. The cream in it has curdled the cheese. Not sure what to do there.
Yeah, perfect.
Professor Simon Bowman has recently become treasurer of the RCP. He has been an NHS consultant rheumatologist for over 15 years. And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, with Simon's daughter, Nicola, who is currently at medical school. In her spare time, she works for an amazing charity called Street Doctors, which teaches young people how to do emergency first aid. For their masterpiece, the RCP CPR cake. Their strategy is to keep it simple, with fondant flags around the edge of the cake.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
So you're the father-daughter duo, right?
Yeah. I've got the expert with me.
And is he doing as well as you would hope?
Yeah, he's done a very good job, actually. I'm quite surprised.
I will say, you have got such a neat bench. I'm in awe because I'm a really messy baker. So I feel that you're both very organised and very neat.
Yeah, I would say that.
And Nicola, you're a trainee at the
I'm
moment.
at medical school, yeah.
Okay, medical school, and you're involved with the Street Doctors scheme.
It's a really amazing charity. I've been with them for about 5 years now. So we teach them emergency first aid and the kind of knowledge to make informed decisions about keeping themselves and the people around them safe.
Wow, that's impressive.
So what are you doing? Because I see you've cut out some fondant. So what's the plan with that?
Well, we're going to put that around the edge of the cake, and then we'll think about sort of something RCP themed for the top of the cake.
So you're going quite abstract, or what's the sort of design?
Well, we're not really abstract kind of people, are we?
And I guess the other important thing to say is that, Simon, you're about to take over as treasurer of the college, aren't you?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And therefore, it's important that all the members watching know that while you're going to be a great at cooking cakes, you're not going to cook the books, are you?
No, not important, but very important to know how to cut the cake.
Oh.
Well done. Puns are my job.
So pick the 10 you like best of the others.
Well, we should just keep them all until it's time.
Okay.
This is probably the worst one.
Yeah. Well, there's one that's a bit small. This one's a bit small.
Can we afford to lose?
Yeah.
Is the fondant ready, yeah? That one. That's ready, so we can put it over the cake.
RCP Global Vice President, Dr. Mumtaz Patel, is a consultant nephrologist based in Manchester, who brings a range of experience and skills to the role. She is also currently Postgraduate Associate Dean for Health Education England.
Yay, well done.
With her in this RCP power team is Ian Bullock, the Chief Executive. Ian has expertise in evidence-based healthcare, research and development, which includes quality improvement. Ian's career focus is on making a difference, using education and research to improve the quality of patient care and experience.
And then if it goes on the side, it's fine because we're going to...
Bakers, you've got 50 minutes left. 50 minutes left.
Where did that time go? Okay, Ernest, we've got vanilla in our buttercream. Our buttercream is ready to... Try not to do too much so that it won't overpower the lovely ingredients.
Senior Censor and Vice President for Education and Training, Anya Burns is a consultant nephrologist and Director of Postgraduate Medical Education at the Royal Free Hospital in London.
Okay, so...
On her team, although unfortunately at home with COVID, is Ernest Mutten-Gesser. Ernest is an internal medicine trainee who works with Anya at the Royal Free.
A couple of nice little flowers just made.
Hello, Anya. Well, I heard you're baking on your own, and I feel very bad watching from afar, so I'm going to give you a hand. Right.
Thank you.
I'm all ready. So what do you need me to do? Do you want me to roll out some flowers?
Would you make some flowers for me?
Yes, I think you are doing a splendid job as someone who is baking on their own. So,
No, I'm not actually on my own because Ernest has been really helpful. He couldn't really volunteer. I volunteered him because I supervise him as an education supervisor. So I said, Ernest, I've got a funny request for you.
So do you think he's pretending to have COVID so he couldn't actually bake?
No. He's devastated because he loves baking.
Hope you get better, and I'm sure Anya will come and deliver you a lovely rainbow cake.
Their cake tells the story of a donation of 2,500 sets of much-needed scrubs to the Royal Free Hospital during COVID.
So should we say RCP?
Yes, exactly what I was thinking of. Very good. Perfect.
It's a bit soggy as well.
I didn't want to use too much pressure, that's the problem. Then that's what happens. Then it goes... you not got anything in the oven, have you? Something's burning in here.
Okay, yep.
Wow, look at that! Do you know what I love about cakes is when I look over and I know exactly what that is, because that is a T-shirt. isn't it? Yes,
Scrub, as we call it.
amazing.
And in COVID, we completely changed, most of us, from wearing our civvies on the wards as doctors to having to wear a scrub. And the amazing thing was, of course, we hadn't enough in the hospital, and people were having to change them every 10 minutes. So a friend of mine who is in the rag trade, she got this factory to make us 2,500 pairs of scrubs. So the first time I made this cake, I made it as a thank you to her.
Amazing. Oh, that was so lovely.
Honor, you're our Vice President for Education and Training, and you've talked about COVID. And that's had a major impact on training and interruption of training. Do you think we're going to be able to recover and get over it all?
I very much think we're well on our way to recovering, and thankfully we're embracing the lessons that we have learnt. Ernest is I supervise him, I'm his education supervisor. One of the first things we did was to say, what did you miss out on because of COVID? How can I get you those experiences?
But do you know what I love? It's kind of like the tables have turned, because you said that you're Ernest's supervisor, but kind of he's now supervising you, which is quite nice.
In the oven. But do you want another sticky layer or not? Like, do you want it like just straight on? Then you've got another layer there, okay? Got one.
There we go. That's good.
Wow, Bob, do you know there's a rainbow cake on that card? Like the rainbow cake from this challenge?
You know, it's almost like somebody's thought about this.
Gosh, that is mind-blowing, isn't it?
Hang on. This says we've got 10 minutes left. Bakers, you've got 10 minutes left.
Let's just stick that down quickly, shall we?
Yeah, I think so. Let it droop over a bit on the side.
Hello, I'm so sorry. I feel like we've come at a very, very nerve-wracking time. All these little things you made yourself. Isn't that amazing?
It's very impressive.
There's a bit of a little world situation going on. Can you explain about that?
I'm the Vice President for the Global Office, so I guess I cover the international aspect of the Royal College.
We're in over 120 countries around the world, and the cake needs to represent that.
Yeah, it's a shame it's not as big as the world, because I can eat it.
I know. I love cake.
Incredible. And what's the sort of flavour of your cake? What flavours have you got?
Indian heritage, I've put a little bit of cardamom.
Oh, yes! I was hoping you would say cardamom. I was like, please say cardamom.
No, because my mum used to put elaichi in everything. Yeah.
Mumtaz and Ian have brought the international RCP family to their cake theme.
All seems very well planned, and also it kind of looks like you guys have finished.
I think so. We're going to just tidy up a little bit.
So enjoy your few minutes of peace.
Enjoy the judging.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bakers!
You got
5 minutes
left.
Not fazed by anything. It's amazing. I need to channel some of that energy in my life.
You can use the stars. If you got a plan for the stars, I have no idea.
Just we can make a hole. Wait, hang on.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
They're not going to be the best pair of scrubs you ever saw in your life.
All right, CPR. Can you read it, do you think?
I'm nearly ready to fill the pockets with flowers, which is a little bit of a delicate task. And my hand is shaking because I'm under pressure. Would you have a black pen? or anything like of that nature. Here.
Can I just say, this is the stuff that I know and love when a baker helps out another baker. Great spirit, guys. Keep it up.
Baking at home, but anyway.
To do that?
No, I think it's just good. The adrenaline. Damn it.
Yeah, just do a single one.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Physicians, put down your rolling pins.
Your time is up. Please bring over your rainbow cakes to the judging table and place them behind your photo, ready for judging.
Judges, Daisy and Polly, will be looking at the 3 different areas to decide which physician can wield the best rolling pin: technical, taste, and flair.
Hi, everybody. Oh my God. These, wow. So what would you say about this one?
A for effort.
Nice. I think it's probably going to taste really, really, really delicious. Yeah. A lot of work's obviously gone into it though, and I like the disco element.
Yeah.
Quite
I like
disco.
all the sprinkles.
And it says
RCP.
RCP.
I think there's a molten centre.
There's a molten centre. Is that on purpose? I think it might be a little unbaked in the middle, but that's all good. I tell you what, that is delicious. The little mini eggs are really nice. So intricate.
Yeah. Detailing is nice.
It's very even. It's very well iced. All fondant icing. Very impressive.
Yeah, icing's fine to work with.
Chic. I know. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Maybe I should have taken. Oh God, sorry.
The fondant's nice and thin though, which is really
good. So it's not too sweet.
Wow, that looks good.
Look at that. So vibrant. Can you see that? I think that's really tasty. It's really, really light.
It tastes like pancakes. Really nice.
Okay.
This one went all out.
The entire world on it.
And I like that it's got loads of continents on the actual cake.
Oh, yeah. I like a buttercream. Wow.
Nice colours. Not much red, but it's okay. This one's got a fruity flavour in it.
Yeah, that's delicious. Citrus?
Yeah, I think it's orange.
I really, really, really like the buttercream. It's less sweet.
Yeah, it's not too sweet, which is really good.
Nice and flat.
Yeah.
Beautiful design. I really don't want to cut it.
It's like a poster. I really like it.
It's so beautiful. Okay, in very good colouring. Much more pink on this one.
Yeah. This one's a 1-layer cake. It might be a bit thick on the icing. The icing under the fondant is a little bit sweet, but otherwise the cake is really fluffy. The cake itself is not too sweet, which it balances out.
Last one, absolutely beautiful. Again, disco.
Yeah.
Quite disco. themed.
Simple, simplistic, minimal.
Very well iced, very neat, kind of rustic. Wow.
So vibrant.
It's beautiful. Look, you can see how fluffy it is.
Yeah.
Has it got things in it? It's got nuts in it. Walnuts. Lovely little surprise, that. Well done, all of you. I actually genuinely mean that. It's very, very impressive. We are going to go and decide secretly, and we'll be back. Okay. This is really hard. I'm afraid this one here is in 5th place. I have to say, I quite like this wacky sort of bonkers decoration technique. I think it's characterful.
Unfortunately, it just wasn't baked, so we couldn't eat it.
And in 4th place, we have
this cake. We felt that the cake could have been a bit more fluffier and softer. The colouring is really great, but that was the only reason, really.
Okay, in 3rd place,
between these 3, we have chosen this one. The cake was great, really fluffy, really...
Love the walnut.
Yeah, really nice addition.
Great.
Just the decoration was a little bit, could have been more. So we're leading up to the runners-up.
We did go back and forth a lot.
It's really difficult to pick between 2 really amazing cakes. And in 2nd place is this one. Only because it was a 1-tier cake and everyone else made layer cakes. Although the cake was really nice and fluffy, the icing was a bit too sweet for us, but the detailing was amazing. And our winner is this cake. And our reason's because the cake was really fluffy, the layers were nice, the colours are really vibrant, lots of detailing everywhere.
2 whole people.
Yeah.
And the entire world.
Congratulations, Ian and Mumtaz, our Physicians Bake winners.
No one is going to go away empty-handed, so don't you fret. So for all the runners-up, we have got state-of-the-art wooden spoons for all of you, so you can continue baking at home.
Thank you very much.
But we can't forget our winners. Would you like to come up and collect your prize? This is better than your black aprons. You can take those off, because this is the equivalent of a black belt in karate. Your own winners' aprons. Round of applause for the winners.
Exhausted. The plan came together. Yeah. We worked well together.
Yes, we
and
did.
It was surprisingly relaxed at the end, wasn't
Yes,
it?
yeah. Thank you.
Big relief.
Excellent experience. We didn't win, but I'm very delighted.
Baking is really hard, and for people who haven't really baked before, to come in and to do such a good job, I was really blown away.
I guess then it's time to eat some cake.
We hope that you've enjoyed this episode of Physicians Bake. The reason we did this was to hopefully get you to know some of the RCP officers a little better. We hope that this has inspired you, not only to get into the kitchen and bake, but also to take a bigger part in college life.